I've been busy marking their short range as 5-0. Cool. This is going to be the start of a simple campaign for PAW Patrol. Again, one of the newer groups I have started work for because a friend of mine called in a favor. And I hope they don't hit each other. It's with their mod set, I've devised a 6-mission campaign for them. Where they're basically going to, as a private contracted company, basically disable Sahrani as a military force.
Send in Goat Team
so it's going to be
6
small-scale stuff
now.
that's going to take about an hour and a half max for each mission. Fairly nice respawn settings, but the difficulty comes in timing. So the longer they take to do something, the more strenuous things are going to be. Also, M72A, also known as Max Doc, thank you so much for the 17 month sub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a kick out of this one. But, as I was saying, everything plays into each other. We'll get to how that affects the campaign with this first mission, but real straightforward. They have a limited arsenal. I gave them 2 recommended LZs, but they're technically allowed to land anywhere, but I told them I have ZUs on the fucking airfield, and if they try to land on the airfield itself, they're probably going to die. And the mission ends when either they push to the fishing boat here for extract, or they're all wiped from the mainland. Reinserts, because I'm not giving them an air asset for this one, and for the next one as well, because we're dealing with, taking out the enemy's aircraft, and the second mission, which will be up here, will be taking out Tunguskas. To give them air cover to utilize their air stuff, there's going to be a teleporter pull based off of where they land, and again, the difficulty comes from me pulling out assets from the AO. And the reason that's really important is because, with this being an airbase hit, I have 2 Su-25s, I've got a Su-34, I've got 2 Black Sharks, and I've got multiple Mi-24s. So as the AO progresses, I'm going to give them a decent amount of time to get it done, but if they start staggering, I will start spawning helicopter pilots. As you can see, I got some right here. I've got 1 or 2 over here as well, and then I've got plane pilots over here. I will literally start taking these and taking them off. The planes are kind of screwed either way. There's not really any place I can put them, so those are dead, no matter what happens. But the helicopters I can, keep for myself. Also, for this campaign, as I drafted it, I did write down the exact amount of numbers of assets I have. So out of BTR-80 Alphas, BTR-80s, BMP-2s, and it's called Cup Vehicle Base, which I normally don't work with, but, still wrote things down. So if those survive, I will be counting how many get blown up and how many I'm able to use for the campaign. So everything's limited that the Sahrani army has here. So we'll see how that goes. But again, it's one of those classic small campaigns where we'll keep track of everything. And if the player base does everything flawlessly, and I define flawless here as in taking out these 3 planes. Oh my gosh, excuse me. These 2 Black Sharks and these 4 Mi-24s, then I will let them add 1 thing to their arsenal. Because they have a very limited PMC-based arsenal, so. So, fun fact, my fridge is busted. So for the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've had a jug of water up here that I've been drinking from. So I find it funny that I choked on that in the OFCRA commentary a few hours ago. So, I don't know how they got these scopes. I think they abused the arsenal a bit. I'm going to let them have it for now because the arsenal was a little funky, but I've got a script I can run that'll blacklist those things. And I got to redo their arsenals anyway because they updated from old Ace to new Ace, or at least, it's not even new Ace, old Ace to current Ace, and they updated from old TFAR to current TFAR. So I gotta update the kits because it's filled with depreciated items, and I'll also make sure that the arsenals delete that stuff. Yeah, no. So the PMC shirts are all like Hawaiian shirts and shit. I put that in their arsenal just as, you know, a funny haha, but they're able to take that if they want. Also with T4 Beta, we can hear their local comms. They're on Whisper right now. So I told them they'll need primarily demo charges for the Black Sharks and other helicopters, and then secondarily AT, but they only have AT sticks, so it's either that or find a dude with an RPG. But I will admit, the RPGs are a little on the rare side. Yeah, so Paw Patrol is run by a guy named Mark, who's the unit owner. He has a guy in the unit called Patches, and he's the guy I owe favors to make these missions for him. But some of these guys are a bit newer to Arma, I could tell, because one of them was asking where the ammo was for the AT-4s. I'm like, oh, that's so adorable, because it's a single shot. You hit the R key to prime the sights and things, so I just quickly explained it to him, but I haven't Zeused for a group of people that are green to Arma comparative to other groups in a while, so I thought it was cute.
The missile knows where it is, because it knows where it
isn't. Yep. Oh, God, Polar, I remember those memes. And then we used cruise missiles as AA. That was a great campaign on... God, what was that map?
There we go.
It's like a good static standard Middle Eastern map.
Attack from the valley.
But I forget. But regardless, thanks for the 15-month resub. You'll probably, if you're here, if you've been here for that long, you'll probably remember too. But I hope you keep enjoying the operations, man. Hope you get a kick out of this one, and I hope you're staying safe among COVID-19. I try to say "and," but it sounded like a low moan. When's the next Finnish Freedom campaign? So I have not scrapped. I have shelved the Finnish campaign for tier 3s because the skill for T3 was kind of getting eh. So instead, I'm switching it to one-offs for now until I see the skill level go back up. Yes, I've used Beketov. We used Beketov during like the first year and first 2 years of TSB, and then we had it back for a few rotations. But the Arstotska campaign was on Beketov. I never got around to finishing the publications for it. One day I will, but that's when I'm out of school and I don't have to worry about shit. Yeah, sorry, I'm talking over what they're saying. Basically, they're having two dudes come down here, and... Wow. I am actually surprised that there was not an aggro there. These guys, by the way, just to show you, they're not set to careless hold fire. That's really surprising, but they're going to turn around and then engage. And these guys need to back off because once they turn around, then they'll start shooting. I'm
move back.
Genuinely impressed here. I'm making sure I did that. Yeah, he just went guns up at me. Okay, yeah. So they were just being really lucky. Because you guys saw me do that already when they made landfall. So, wow. That's rare. Like, you rarely see the AI do that. But then again, it's Sahrani, so they might have done something to the AI to make them less likely to aggro through the trees and whatnot. But, I mean, it's, again, just to show you guys, especially from TSB, who like to say I play favorites, it's our standard 90, 35, 50, 50.
Drop two.
So they're working in 3 two-man cells, similar to how the 506 would operate a secret squirrel mission. We're at, I'm going to say 115 for contact. So I'm going to maneuver the marksman team around. Make sure those things aren't on hold fire anymore. I'm going to pull patrols in. The Dishka car is pulled around on its own. And QRF, I'm gonna have start coming at about 125, 130 from this base right here is gonna send a squad, and then this is the major base, which will start sending units. And I'm gonna send that group in. Where'd your gunner go? That's awkward. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna switch him to the gunner seat. So they're getting in the helicopter and shooting. Not a bad idea. So this guy, he's the one in charge of all the units, so if I make him run around like this, that'll make all these AI aggro up. Oh, okay, they fucked the anti-torque. Trying to make that thing escape. Alright, so we're gonna get a few helicopters out. So it won't be a perfect, but they did a good job in screwing up some of these helicopters here. And they just blew up one of these. They did it very close, though. You got a charge on me? Oh, you fucker. Alright. Not bad. So I was pulling the gun down to try to bounce me up quicker. That kind of blew up in my face. That group's stuck back there, so they're doing a good job. Little under 5 minutes, and I'll bring in a full squad of infantry and a truck. And then there's also secondary targets of opportunity in here, which I think they're gonna find now. This guy's trying to fire back. That's cheating. So if I have any active AT, I will strike those once they're heard. So, trying to disable that. Make them work for it at the very least. And I still have the marksmen kind of changing their positions here in these other two. Still taking fire here. We got one man down in this, I think that was the battle buddy of this guy up here. 3 minutes remaining. I'm gonna start prepping the QRF here. So for this simple location, let's see, Sahrani, cars, or do they have their own truck section? They do have their own truck section. All right. Do an open boyo. The second one is the cup one. And I'm just gonna have standard in this one.
Ready for orders. Ready for orders.
Load them all up, and careless hold fire for now, and I'll bring it in and do it. Auto cannon being pulled out. This guy just got shot to shit. And looks like they just had demo go off. Something went airborne. I don't know. Where'd that one airborne thing go? I mean, the secondary, so that's good. I mean, at least all the BMP's BTR-80 Alphas got demoed here. It looks like, I think everything's looking out. They try to pull this back. Like that thing blew up next to it. I think it's safe to say this is utter chaos at this point. I'm surprised. Yeah, they're working on someone down here. They got one person overwatching. I'm being a little easy on them, but at the same time, 2 guys, and this is all they've done. Like, it's not that bad. One more minute. I hope they at least come in and take out the planes too, because if I'm left with those, it's going to be very, very nasty. I've also taken an RPG, which is smart. I might try taking off one of these soon. I'm going to put one of the pilots over here just in case. I'll give them ample opportunity to shoot me down because there's igloos there and other junk. Looks like they've
CPR if this one fails.
They pulled Influsion over here. This isn't my medical, by the way. This is their medical. I gave a recommended set of settings, but I saw they were overridden when we started the mission. I'm going to wait. Okay, 10 seconds. So I'm going to put these guys in.
Copy.
And then once they arrive, I will then bring the BTR-80 Alpha, the BTR-80 on the airfield to support that infantry group. And we're going to attack the closer group, because they're both under fire, and we just need to divide and conquer at this point. So as that's moving, I'm going to change this guy's position. There's been a lot more explosions over here. And we're going to put that 12.7 Overwatch in that spot right there. And he's looking the complete wrong way. It's good that they got the Black Sharks down, though, because the Black Sharks had the more nasty AGMs. Who do we have right here? We have Psy down. And next wave is going to be in another 10 minutes, but that's going to be 2 trucks full of QRF. And then we're going to start bringing in vehicles as well, because the vehicle depots are more inland here. I don't really have any for this spot, because that's all just infantry barracks. What's worrying right here, though, is suppressor kill. I think they're going to go up and check on Psy, and Infusion is still being worked on right there. But at this point, they need to kind of reconsolidate. And once these guys arrive, I'll set them off of careless hold fire. That's purely for transport, so they don't dismount early. And just so I have better control of this asset, I'm going to respawn it because it was placed in Eden Editor and they tend to be a bit slow. I'm also going to take this guy real quick and open the gate just so I can have this be a little punctual. There we go. A little lull in the combat. Now it's just kind of a race to get the clock done. I I thought I just saw this fire, but it looked like it went to the right instead of the left. There we go.
Hit my leg. Yeah, hit my leg as well. I only got.
I swear, 90, 35, 50, 50. Some days it's really fucking OP, and then other days it's... That 12.7 should have killed him, because he didn't run to cover. Whatever. It's interesting. It's interesting to see the balance shift here. And this isn't really that... Like, this is about 100 or less AI, right? Usually when you start pushing it past 150, you start to see the CPU drag. Then again, this also isn't my server, it's their server, which means they probably have a weaker server than mine, which is why we're seeing them get away with a little more. So that actually makes total sense. That makes perfect sense. So I think we're, it's just too much AI for the CPU to handle. And that's why the AI are being a little less accurate for what I normally see as 90, 35, 50, 50. I'm gonna crawl these guys over because I'm just having them react to that. That guy was killed. Got that one guy with an AKA that survived.
On the way. On the way.
And now I've got this massive group coming up. And 7 more minutes before I spawn the next wave of QRF. I'm gonna go ahead and prematurely copy and paste this truck over here. Oh, that's a lot of graves. Anyway. So these guys have pulled back.
By the watchtower. Oh god, what are they doing?
On the way.
I'm pulling this in. So we can use these supply Vics to repair those 2 other Mi-24s.
Like that. Yeah. Yeah, he's right.
I missed the shot. Another 5.5 minutes. These guys still have... Oh, they're all down. Alright, so I know that one on the right's fucked. Is this one okay? Because then I can get a pilot in. Alright, cool. I'm not going to have him fly it off. We're just going to spawn another pilot. Literally just a copy-paste of this guy. So what this means is, again, because they'll be able to respawn and come back. I have an opportunity to pull another helicopter out. Okay, this doesn't count. The reason that Mi-24 blew up is because this mountain is notorious for the AI to be dumb shits and crash into it. So I know I at least have one Mi-24. I might be able to get her out with a second one, and then potentially a third if they don't demo that. What I can do is I can start pulling these vehicles out to do repair, but I want to focus on taking that one out first. Okay, I'm gonna put you in a different spot so you actually be smart here.
Target acquired.
So this guy, I'm gonna set to careless hold fire. I'm gonna start bringing out repair Vics for that vehicle, and you're a dumbass. Okay, let's try again.
On the way.
So one of them just bled out, but I'm gonna basically execute them. So let's do some execution headshots, let them respawn, and then we'll repair. So headshots means they're gonna bleed out a bit faster. We'll do one more mag. But yeah, that position secured the
On the way.
PMC dudes are dead. I'm gonna have them go regroup with the BTR-80. We're gonna go check out that other position. As they're doing that, I'm gonna pull out that repair vehicle and we're gonna get an engineer over from the... Well, actually, no. We can claim that there was an engineer or two on the airbase itself. Yeah. So I need a Sahranian engineer. We might have to go into Cup for that one. There would definitely be a mechanic or engineer on the airbase, so we're gonna grab these two. I'm gonna send them to Careless Hold Fire,
Welcome.
and we'll swing them around. 2 minutes before I bring those additional 2 things.
Understood.
All right, I'm gonna start killing these guys off. So they can spawn. Where's that fucking pilot? You're a CO. Where's... Where's the pilot? I guess he got killed. That, or I honestly have no idea where he went. He had to have gotten killed in transit or something. Alright, so these guys are being engaged. They're reporting something's up there. I'm gonna have this BTR try to swing around. And this group is back. At least 3 of them are. One of them might still be playing Barbie. Oh, look, here's one of the 80 alphas that actually survived in mint condition. This was TSB, I'd allow that, so... Heck. Interesting. You guys saw waypoints on the other pilots? Yeah, no, I only see 3. We got one with a get in. Hold up, there he is. Okay, so we can claim that the other pilot is going over there for the other one. So the engineers are going up, and then the pilot will be able to immediately grab it. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so second Mi-24 is now lifting off. And I need to start working on the next set of vehicle QRF. Cool. So let's go into Sahrani. This would be an infantry section with this. Minus the driver, because I didn't spawn in. Okay, why'd you double spawn? Again, Careless Hold Fire.
Roger that.
They, first one ignored its get out order, which I thought was weird, but that's okay. We're just gonna put these in weird corners. Dismembering countries. 1 AO at a time. Damn right. Alright, so second Mi-24 is away. These guys are engaging this Dishka. They don't have a guy in the gunner, they have a guy in the shotgun seat, and the 4th person's back. Alright, cool. I'm gonna do a little bit of body cleanup. Didn't mean to delete that rack, but... C'est la vie. I wonder if Sai might think about taking it. And let's see, it's gonna be another 10 minutes, so at 1:45, then we'll start having the vehicles come in. That AT just happened. These guys are gonna be ordered to pull back. You guys are being dumb. So let's try a waypoint objective here.
Copy that. On the way. Copy that.
hate it when they don't follow the orders. They try to cut through the roads, which is weird because that's not how they're supposed to behave because they're regular cars. But that's not going to distract the other timer I have going for QRF.
Solid copy. Wilco.
So that Vic is still good. I'm having these engineers come around. This group needs to pull back immediately. And then... I'm going to make him an advanced engineer. Now, theoretically, with that, I should be able to repair this. And I can do a full repair right here, actually. He doesn't have any smoke grenades. Okay, that's... Alright, well, I can live with 2 helicopters. Well, we got a lot of QRF in here. We got more coming along the way. It's probably 2 minutes out. And then I'm going to start having... third one's going to be a mechanized BTR-80. 2 BTR-80s, and then we'll start bringing the BMP-2s, the 80 Alphas, the whole 9 yards. So again, I'd take the planes off, but we have no other airfields for me to land them on, because, you know, you got these guys on southern Sahrani. That's Blue Force side. And then this is the border town. So I can't do anything with those planes, but... we're going to, I'm going to open the Hainer doors for the Frogfoots. And I will deploy one. I'll give it another 10 minutes. And then I'll tax one off. These guys are dealing with the QRF here. But I have the trucks coming in. This car could actually cut off QRF pretty easily for these transport trucks. They do have a dude in the gunner. He's turned out by right now, though. But again, the QRF's only going to get harder and harder. So this is still technically savable. I would just need to get another group of engineers, but I'm going to claim that those were the only 2 helicopter mechanics, because the other helicopter mechanics would have been, you know, close by to the choppers themselves. So if I want to bring in another mechanic, I think Command would instead go for securing the area. And if it's still there afterwards, we'll go repair it. I'm also watching the AI to make sure no one's, like, shooting through the trees, but, you know, it's, like, through the tops of trees and whatnot. It looks like one of the guys... so the turned out guy was actually unconscious, that's why. And another 4 minutes, 10 seconds before we start getting in the 80s, and then it's going to be 80 Alphas and BMP-2s.
Infusion.
Oh, we got one infusion's down again.
Infusion, you
Yeah, I wasn't by any cover. That makes sense.
Send in Goat Team 6.
Pull these guys back now. Hey, Diggs, thanks for stopping
We're
in.
just stopping in.
Thanks for the 18-month resub, man. That's, what, a year and a half? A lot of time, man. Thank you so much. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a kick out of this one.
Roger that.
So we haven't checked anything on this side, but the airbase hasn't reported anything. So...
Roger.
We're gonna keep sending our forces up there. I am making sure neither of them are set to careless hold fire. Cool. So at this rate, they're gonna get repelled from this area and they might not be able to hit the airfield. I'm gonna start building the main area. So there will be a destroy vehicle cache somewhere in this town, so I'm gonna spawn the vehicles in here. But let's go ahead.
Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders.
Get in these forces here.
Waiting. Waiting.
That was the wrong.
Ready for orders.
Here, I just need to quickly check if they'll drive with the infantry on him. He will not. Okay.
Copy that.
There we go. He select them both.
Solid copy.
Good. And I'll start sending them in 2 more minutes.
Okay,
So we saw some smoke grenades get thrown.
Confusion's down.
This is where it'll start getting a bit harder. And then in a few minutes, we'll also have the plane take off, and I will start doing airstrikes.
Thank you.
I think this AO would have been better if they had 6 dudes go in, sweep, instead of the force split. Because I feel like that's what's really slowed them down here. Is, you know, they have 2 guys that have been completely, like, they did their thing and then they, you know, harassed and now they're doing their own thing too, so. I think it would have been better if they kept everyone on the same AO one at a time, but I also understand the need to kind of spread out and divide and conquer.
I'm gonna go grab one of the PKMs. There's surely
How long
some
have I been
around.
saying I hope you get a kick out of this one? Ever since I started.
Ooh, wait.
I'll say I hope you're enjoying the operations, or I hope you get a kick out of this one. It's always been that way. So it's a good thing they're coming down because, yeah, this squad's doing a wide maneuver, and that's a big amount of dudes. I don't think Sai is gonna survive this one. So we just heard that was a take an RPG to take out that helicopter, so that's good. That means there's no chance for me to use it. And we're running up on...
Copy. Roger.
Yeah, so it takes their AI a hot second to process it. I just gotta make sure I take them off a careless hold fire when they get in the AO, but I'm usually good at remembering that. Yeah, so Sai, I think, just went unconscious from this group coming in. Missile skirmishing with these guys here, but... yeah, Sai's down. And Whipley is getting shot up from the group up there, so he's picked up a PKM, and he's firing up there, getting some drops, but... classic pincer maneuver there, but we got these 2 guys coming in, but again, it's gonna get harder and harder. Less than 4 minutes now, almost 3, where I'll start taking off those planes, and then we have the BTR-80 Alphas coming at the 2 o'clock mark. And then BMPs by 2:15. Not the greenhorn. Oh, the humanity. We had another person get killed.
Barely here to Liru.
Say again, over.
Was that you, trying to radio check?
Negative. Yeah, so these guys are following the road just fine. I'm just watching the clock for the next timer I've set up. Whipley's doing his best to fight between 2 different groups firing at him. I mean, he's doing a good job. Just... jeez. He's crippled. He's been shot at least 5 or 6 times. 2 shrapnel wounds. He's trying. I think he's just getting really lucky that nothing's taking him out.
I'm about to pass out here.
His immersion is real.
Come on. Imported, fuck off!
I think they're rigging these Urals. Yep. So I would agree with you. However, the biggest fear about the airfield is the 2 ZUs. And these things do not differentiate, and I usually just kind of let the AI do their own thing. Oh, there goes Whiffley, getting double tapped. I mean, he held his own. But with the amount of AI that are down now, since we're on the tail end of this operation, there's no surprise. So these guys are holding up here. I'm going to have the BTRs again. They're going to dismount right here and then send that infantry right in. But yeah, I mean, only 2 Mi-24s. Again, not bad. But this is assuming they take out the airfield. If they don't take out the airfield, every time they get their helicopter, and this puppy's going to come up and shoot it down. So I would say out of all the airvics they need to take out, this would probably be the most important, because that's going to deny them air assets. Use any mods for AI ability and skill? I normally use VCOM. I don't know what these guys are running, to be perfectly honest. It might be something different. I'm gonna mag dump size, so spawn. I think that's enough wounds on the head. Large amount of blood. Something like that, right? Another 50 seconds, I'll be able to take that plane off and then get the Vixen. Well, it's so they bleed out quicker because they got a TP pole right there. This is Liru, send message.
Destroy all the transport trucks as well.
Anything else in the AO other than both the helicopters and the planes are targets of opportunity for you. Over. I have like 50 transport trucks, so that's a number I am gonna, you know, go back and keep track of, but I made sure I had enough to last the campaign, unless I'm like doing super crazy QRF. I'll kill Psyoff just to get him back in the AO, because there's no way in hell Smith would be able to bandage that up. Speaking of bandaging,
So okay, so they're shooting from exactly northwest of the hill that Weefy and Psy were on.
yeah, okay. Hey, can you hold still for a second? Hey, wait. Can you hold still? Hey. Hey, can you hold still for a second? Thanks. Wow. How'd that not get you? Hey, can you hold still? Yeah, thanks. I can't help it. I can't help it, alright? Stuff like that is just opportunity, okay? I literally, I was gonna give him the second to whip around and shoot me, but he did. I can't. He was literally right there. Like, what? Fail RP. They have told me I can do stuff for the memes, so it's deja vu. Oh god. Oh, they found the BTR-80 Alpha. Wondering when someone would pull that out. This dude doesn't have AT for it, but... yeah, he got a few hits on him.
Got me up.
I'm not gonna give him a seek and destroy order. I'm literally gonna let him make his own PID instances there. I'll take off the other one in at 210. But yeah, that thing is probably gonna get AGM'd.
Okay, is there friendlies here? Who's this? Dead.
Yeah, hello? Hi.
Oh, hello. Oh my god.
Oh, I ran out of ammo.
Fucking talking to me.
Yes, I'm allowed to talk to you. Also, the Sahranian guys speak English, so it works. It fits. Fail RP, fail RP. I don't know why I find that so funny. Alright, so we're gonna get these guys up and running here. Again, next batch of QRF will come. Little lag spike there. It's because I was G-keying a bit too hard. So these guys are going to report that the airfield's under attack, so
On the way.
BTRs are going to
Welcome.
push into the airfield here. Barb's getting back in the ERP dungeon. I always like taking off planes when units are on the airfield. It gives that nice little cinematic bonus, you know? I hope this thing can fit. Okay, that was pretty fun. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blurt out that loud. That was pretty fucking funny. So it looks like he's trying to heal Smith up. I'm just gonna say and debrief the Smith, you know, thank you for holding still. I appreciate it. And I do have this one pilot left. I'm gonna try to pull him around on the back. And now these BTRs are moving in, cool. We have another 5 minutes before I do something. Now, I'm gonna make sure these things get set to hold fire when they actually go back to their boats.
Copy. You keep clearing the air.
And I think the pilot just died, yep. So everything that's still alive, I'm gonna tell to consolidate on this airfield. Like Infusion just got mowed down by this machine gunner. Good job, Billy. Gomez, no. Good job, Billy. Proud of you. Yeah, oh god, Billy, perfect. See, as soon as I change his name, he grows a brain. Now I got these BTRs pulling around. 4 minutes. And now I'm gonna order him to seek and destroy. Billy, the MVP, keeping that last plane alive for me. Alright, so I'm gonna break this guy apart, RC him, move him around, and this will let him, like, actually dynamically move around, so I'm gonna push him around. That is the heavy caliber of that 50. Billy, no! Billy! But yeah, we got the other BTR-80 Alpha coming onto the airfield.
Copy that.
But yeah, no, these 80s are gonna start encroaching the players. Infusion might try to find some charges down. I just scored 1 hit. The bar seems to be a little bit lower. But, looks like the BTR just traded 14.5mm on Ferris with the BTR itself.
On the way.
And I'm going to stage these next vehicles up a little bit. I'm just going to spawn them now. I won't send them for another
Ready.
little while. But now we're going to get the BMP2s to come in. No, wait. I said 80 alphas first. My bad. My bad. My bad. I don't like doing tracked vehicles on wonky roads because they usually ignore the roads, but the 80 alphas should still follow the road because they're built so. Go with that. Now to delete bodies here. I still have that air Vic though. I mean, it could potentially do a strike. We got the 80 pushing in. Ferris might have woken back. Yeah, he did. Lucky. I think their medical is set a little on the high end forms, which again, fine with how they want to play. Jeez, I was about to RC and pull that guy around, but surprise 80 alpha is going to start firing 14.5mm into this Vic to penetrate. Gunner is down. And AGM's coming in now by the airstrike. Oh, Sai is crawling around. Surprised he survived. 80 Alpha's wheels are down, though. Okay, yeah, engine, fuel, gun is still up, though. That's the power of a seek and destroy marker. I just put it in the open, but it'll go anywhere. Now you got this 80 pushing up. Oh, Ferris doesn't have a face anymore. This is incredibly close. So it looks like Rock was trying to get one of the Iglas up. I think all of them are down. We still have Sai up. So as long as Sai is up and the driver's up, it doesn't index. So these guys can be fielded back, but 30 seconds till I bring in the next groups. I'm just going to bring those BTR-80 Alpha straight in here and then spawn the infantry squads back here. But, I mean, again, this was going to be a harder op. I'm surprised they've done as well as they did, but they definitely prioritized the most important picks that they had to take out. More so by luck, admittedly, but, I mean, for the sheer amount of AI I have left, it's not that bad. So the issue now is Sahrani dudes, they have to kind of retake this airfield and secure it because, you know, they don't have a second airfield to put these planes on. Now we're having this airstrike come in. Pull up. But yeah, it's because that Vic is still inhabited. All right. Now to bring in the 80 Alphas. Oh yeah, no, I agree. It looks very grim. There's only 2 of them still up out of the 6. Again, they can teleport back, and we already have Infusion coming back, but it just means I get more time to bring in even nastier pieces of equipment. I don't think I'm going to spend in the 24s back, because I want to keep those for now, but I mean, for the sheer amount of AI they've killed, it's been pretty good. Also, this is like their biggest military base in terms of, you know, not counting that puppy, and that's also a pretty big one. Actually, no, this one, excuse me. That's the biggest one on the map, but, you know, airbase-wise, it would also, you know, have QRF to quickly come in, so this is definitely a harder mission. I think we have things more or less secure right now. When they die, can they bring different kits? Yes. It's a limited arsenal. So they can bring in more AT if they want, but they only have single-shot AT. It's when they can do an op perfectly, I give them an extra thing in the arsenal for their choice. So the The Takistani, yeah, they did that one flawlessly, so they wanted 152 radios, so I added 152 radios. So I'm letting this run because we still have some time. But they have to be careful here. So it looks like they got out of the vehicle to prevent the airstrikes.
Like the safest fucking
They're working
spot
on
we can have
Whipley,
it.
but Whipley is like... He took a lot of 14.5 through the armor plate, so... Right now, we're just waiting for these BTRs to get in. 210 is when the BMPs are going to come in. And, you know, it's just going to be more infantry squads as well. You got Infusion running in here. He needs to be careful because he doesn't... Oh, nope, he does have an AT-4. But I'll be perfectly fine with a single Su-25 Frogfoot and 2 Mi-24s used for the rest of the campaign. We'll probably see an Mi-24 used in the second mission, but anything further is unlikely because I gotta pick and choose when I want my air assets to come in. What, like a Predator drone? I don't have any of those for this side, unfortunately, because this is like an op-war communist faction. With all their equipment from, like, the mid-Cold War. Maybe a few things from late Cold War. Infusion needs to be careful, because if he keeps going forward, this BTR has his gun pointed right at where he's going. If he goes a few more steps forward... Okay... Now, the real question is, are you going to aggro on him? He's got the ammo. There's the aggro. There's the blood. Yep, and he's down. There's the Su-25 trying to get an airstrike in because they've gotten back in the Vic. And there's Fennis and Rook going down. And those 80 alphas are still like 3 minutes away. They're going good. Side trying to take out one of these guys with a handgun. Fighting a Pishi, I don't know. Fighting a PKM gunner. GL rounds now coming into this vehicle. I think someone's in the gun right now. It's hard to tell if they're unconscious or not, but since they're in the Vic and unconscious, they'll take fire. I thought this guy was trying to double tap Infusion. And because Sai's still alive... Nope, they were able to get in the 80 Alpha and they're using the coax. They had a window here to take this, but because of the high casualties they had, I'm gonna be able to get in another wave of QRF here. Yeah, so that group's set to defend only, so they're gonna start like trying to pull out to the south. Paw Patrol, it stands for Provisional Agency something. But I make jokes about them because they rebranded as Paw Patrol. They were originally called Task Force E621, and if you don't know what that means, you should look it up.
Well,
But the guy that asked me to cash my favor in, he didn't know what it meant. I had to tell him. He's like, "Oh, oops." So I meme these guys a bit because of that. Frogfoot coming around. Is he just like completely weapons dry at this point? 'Cause he didn't use anything to strike that time. Yeah, Paw Patrol, like the card. Exactly. That's the joke. That's the joke. They know what Paw Patrol is. They didn't know what the task force. Whatever. It's okay. E621. That's what they were calling themselves. And I was laughing. I was about to say, are you a pilot? No, he's just a shave of his helmet. Okay, they're gonna be able to see this and pull the AT out. Yep. But I'm gonna claim there's a dismount here. That's that bit going out.
Ready for orders. Standing by. Awaiting orders.
Oh, they still have that glitchy normal plates, huh? Alright, so they just need to AT4 that, and then they can leave. Unless they want to try to shoot down the SU-230, which... Oh, I still got fat... Jeez, no, I still have everything in here. I got AGMs. Okay. I'll let him come back for another run, and I'll line up a AGM shot on him. Oh, this should be good. Unauthorized launch. Good try, though. Hey, they don't have to demo it. They just make the enemy demo it. Easy. I did say there were 2 ZUs on the airfield. They took care of one, but not the other. I mean, look, the guy was literally pointing into the airfield. Like, I just wanted to make sure it was taken care of. At least it's destroyed, exactly. Those are some fabs. Ooh, he just hurt himself with his own fab. Okay, and actually, no, he didn't. Okay, I misjudged where those tracers were coming from. They took those out with, I think, the autocannon on the other VTR-80, so... I hate you, pilot. I honestly hate you. Well, alright, so I'm down a I'm down a fucking Frogfoot now. That's okay.
Liru, are you there?
Yep.
Stuck inside the blown up tube.
Ready.
If you're done, feel free to get in the boats and leave, and we'll index.
On the way.
I'm saying Ferris is stuck in the SU.
Oh, well, that thing blew up. He's probably dead.
Ready for orders.
Just can't eject.
I'll try to teleport him out, and if I can't, then he has to respawn. Looks like that did it.
Thanks.
Yeah, so with Ace, you can survive, and sometimes it sticks you in there. But that's everything. Oh, I never sent the... I think at this point they could probably leave. If not, I mean, 4 BMP2s is probably going to give them the message, right? You know, a full platoon of BMPs, you know. That should be a good message, right? And each one I'm going to have bring an infantry squad. Hey, buddy. You're still alive. Excellent. I mean, at least I didn't hit my R&R guys. We lost one other vehicle. You know what? Let's make this interesting.
On the way.
Blind charge, because they're supposed to move in a lot earlier. Just to where the smoke is. So when you break them apart, it makes them all move a lot quicker instead of a group leader coordinating the movement of the other units. But at this point, I mean, the AO's done. They just need to leave. But they blew up all the transport, so they got to do it on foot. They also didn't destroy the D-30s. Interesting. All right. Because their Off-4 is going to recapture this and take assessment of what they still have, so I'm still going to have artillery support for this campaign. Okay. That is going to play into mission 4, which is going to be this AO, because they're going to go find a downed drone. Yeah, no, I can't believe... I'm used to RHS fabs dropping a lot quicker, so I thought that fab run would have been fine, but Cup, I think, has them fall at a slower rate, which is why the plane fabbed itself, and that's why it went down. So I don't punish players for my mistakes, so they get a free kill on that plane. But now I know, so in the future, I won't make that mistake. They just blew up those. That's like, what, 4 or 5 transport trucks down. That's the other BTR-80 down. I spawned 2 BTR-80s, so that's 4 BTR-80s down. 3 BTR-80 alpha and storage, plus it came into 5. That's actually important to know, because I actually don't have that many BTR-80 alphas yet left. They gotta get a move on, because they have nothing to deal with 4 BMP2s. They don't have any smoke grenade. That's... Best I can do is RPGs for days. Because the RPGs make smoke. And I might be backblasting my own dude. I need a remote to scare them. I just did. I don't try to direct fire AT on players unless it's A, for a meme, or B, I absolutely have to. Well, that's okay. It just means I have to kill them all. And, got 4 BMPs to do it. Actually, mathematically, 3 BTR-80 alphas, 2 dead, so 5. I gave myself 12, so that means I only have 7 left for this campaign. Plus, there's going to be some in storage for mission 3 or 4, whichever one the mechanized one is. It's either going to be 5 or 3. And then there might be a 7th mission, too. I'm still debating it, but that would be a big custom-built thing. It's if I'm in the mood to build it. But it's because I have, again, on a note sheet. I mean, here's the damn thing. This is my paperwork that has my current bank statement, because I was applying for a credit card, keck. But it also has stuff for roleplay, stuff for D&D, stuff for all of my operations. And I go through about one of those every 6 to 8 months. Because I get very in-depth in some of my campaigns here, so. Yeah, that's the drawback of breaking them apart like this. They don't detect each other, so their spacing is absolutely terrible. So what I'm going to do now is do a breakaway like that. We're going to have them kind of check on the entirety of the airfield. This is just to get them all moved. Those BMP2s should be arriving very soon. So yeah, but at least, you know, with some of them still going on that waypoint, say okay. Yeah, those things are like less than a minute away, so they need to get that boat and go, because otherwise they're about to die. So I'm going to delete the TP poles.
We didn't.
Stuff for roleplay. for the D&D project I'm working on, which is just a homebrew thing, it's mainly text-based RP, but I really like making campaigns that deal with like horror aspects and seeing what players do, because it's like Zeusing. I make a scenario and we see how the player handles it, and I just kind of like seeing what players do with what, you know? I always equate it to a kid with his ant farm, and one of my end goals in life is to get a really cool ant farm. Something like what Ants Canada has. Except only one, not like 6. It's a little too much for me. Just so I can flex the god complex I gave myself while Zeusing for multiple years. I used to say that as a joke, and now I'm not so sure. Alright, now they need to... I'm not going to make them drive the entire way, but if those BMPs get on here... Yeah, they need to drive quickly because those BMPs with autocannons could potentially tear them the fuck up. So I'll give it like 60 seconds and we'll see if they survive. Is TSB your testing ant farm? I don't really test things in TSB anymore because I don't like spoiling things. If I get it tested, it's usually with a few people independent of the community I'm making it for. Example, I'll have some... last test I did for the 506 compound was with TSB people, but that's a bad example because I just said I wouldn't test with TSB. But my point is, I don't, like, that was not for the 506, so I had a few people in TSB help me test the complex for the 506, you know what I mean? I've had a few people in the past in the 506 test stuff for TSB with me. So it all... Yeah, I don't like spoiling surprises, that's what I'm trying to say. But I'm a kid in a candy store when it comes to interface, because so many things I can spawn. I thought I just saw a tracer go out, but I don't think that's the case. All right, they've pretty much won, so we'll go ahead and end the scenario here. Yeah. Wasn't perfect, so they won't get choice on the arsenal, but very good for what was there. Ooh, that was a nasty little meat grinder to start with, but you guys did pretty well overall. You guys okay?
Yeah, I reconnected. Are you able to hear now?
Yes.
Hog, almost 0 deaths.
We were close, but then the people in the BTR said, all right, we're rolling up. And so we assumed the BTR was friendly. It wasn't.
I don't think you can change resolution on your phone.
Yeah, it
Well,
was
I
just a
should've
bad
destroyed it.
time at our end of the field.
Guys got slotted.
So, almost perfect. 2 MI-24s got away, though, so you'll see them later in the campaign, but you knocked out a lot, like... Let me recheck my math here. I think you knocked out almost half of the BTR-80 alphas I have for this entire campaign, so that was funny. Also, just reminder with new TFAR beta, I can speak to you as a unit, and Sahranians do speak English as their default. So, Smith, thanks for holding still for me.
You scared the shit out of me.
You were literally, like, behind you was AI bandaging himself, so I just watched it for a minute. And then I just RC'd him, and I just stared at you, and I pulled my AT. I'm like, hey, can you hold still for me? Just hold still, hold still. Then I put one in you, and you are still alive, so I'm like, oh, shit, wait, okay, hold on. Just hold still, and then I got you, but... It's for the memes.
It was a good time.
So next mission will be a little less bloody, because it's going to be a bit more remote, but you're going to be taking out Tunguska sites, and I will update the arsenals with non-depreciated assets for your mod set chain. Hope you had fun. If you didn't, feel free to DM me, and I'll try to make it better. But that, out of the 6 missions I have planned, potentially 7, was definitely one of, if not the toughest one. So
It was a good time.
Too
I
bad.
had lots of fun. I only died once, and it
I'm
was
just
from a
disappointed we didn't get them all,
miscommunication.
because now we don't get into Arsenal piece.
okay, like is it like this was one of, if not the hardest one. So you'll have opportunity for the other ones to something new. But I will be here 1 second. All right, guys. So next up is going to be in under 30 minutes. It's going to be over at TMTM. I'm going to be playing on the ground, just relaxing, drinking a little bit, and enjoying my time. So thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Hopefully, I'll see you to come chill with me in under an hour. Actually, at the top of the hour, technically. Otherwise, cheers, guys. Have a good one, and go operate operationally.